Welcome, James. Welcome back to my channel. And as you guys can see, today we're going to be discussing how to create your wish list. What is a wish list? Right, a wish list is a list that we develop, right, of the things we'd like to achieve for this year. And I'm not talking about the New Year's resolution list that most of you guys come up with and that you actually never action, right? We're talking about an action-based kind of list, a list that is progressive and allows you to actually achieve the most that you can and get the most that you can out of that financial year, right? So what comes to mind of a wish list? Basically your goals and your achievements, the things that you'd like to achieve for this year. But in our wish list, everything that we create is always realistic to our lifestyle and to our financial capabilities. So your wish list would comprise of different things. It would have financial goals in there, it would have personal goals in there, and it would have like educational goals and maybe other kind of goals that I may have not specifically stated. So when you come up with your wish list, you need to comprise of different things that touch on all the spheres of your personal life, educational life, your financial life, your personal life. For some people, it could be your love life or your friendship life, whatever it is. Your wish list needs to have goals that touch on all spheres of your life so that you can actually make progress, right? So I've just written on a piece of paper. So what do you need? You need a pen and you need an A5 piece of paper. And with this specific wish list, it needs to be handwritten, right? I don't want wish lists that you create on your phone and that you save somewhere. I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper and you're going to write everything down and you're going to list these things. And we're going to take that piece of paper, we're going to close it up and put it somewhere safe where we can access it once every 3 months to just check and track our progress, right? So you're going to write there wish list 20x. I have my list over there, right? Don't write it in a book. I prefer it on a piece of paper. And there's something about writing things on pen to paper that almost gives them some kind of power, right? You may not understand, but do this and see what happens in the end of next year. I've put on a list of random things that an ideal person would like for themselves, right? Depending on your age, different things will appeal to different age group, right? I've put there, I need to get my bond, right? I've put there, I need savings, right? Hair business, I need a monthly Hollywood nail appointments and make sure that it's done monthly. The aim there is not to actually do them because I do them, but to make sure I'm consistent and do them monthly. I'd like a birthday trip. I've put there, I'd like to do a short course, maybe a makeup course for myself. And I'd also like to collect like my makeup set and have like a whole professional set. Also, there's maybe other things like maybe I need sneakers. I need a collection of branded sneakers. Let's just say for the purposes of this video, I need a new Nike collection of sneakers, right? And then let's add in a few random things where people can actually relate. Maybe some people don't have a work wardrobe, right? Like a formal kind of wardrobe, and they would like to collect like suits and all the formal things, right? Your list can comprise of anything. Don't ever take a wish list and make it unrealistic. That is the biggest problem that people face because you create a list that is not realistic to you and it's not realistic to your financial capabilities, right? So if I'm going to put a bond down, one, I need to be working or I need to be running a business that generates enough money for me to actually afford a monthly bond, right? So you're not going to put a bond down there if you are not in a space where you can actually afford a bond. Same with the car. If you want a car, you're not going to put there an A-class Mercedes-Benz when you know that your budget can only allow you to actually afford an entry-level car, something like a Kia, Hyundai, Toyota, something that is more affordable. When you are creating your wish list, you need to be kind to yourself. Again, you need to be kind to yourself and you also need to have hope that, yes, this is the list that you have for this year, but your lists do get better. The better you get at creating your list and the more effective you are at actioning your goals, the better you place yourself into positions and spaces where you can afford bigger and better, right? Just because we don't have our Louis Vuitton bags here and our Gucci bags and our trips to all these expensive places does not mean that we're not necessarily going to get there, and it doesn't also discredit our wish list, right? So you're going to have your financial goals there. Sorry, you're going to have your goals in your wish list, but you're going to make sure that they are true to your financial capabilities because in all honesty, everything needs to be financed to a certain degree, right? Right. So I've put all these things here on this list, and now I need to action them. If I'm going to go get a bond, I'm going to have to go call an agent. And also, the things that you put on your list need to be very specific, guys. Don't just write, I want a bond. Just be specific. I want a house, a 4-bedroom house. Maybe some people are very specific about area. You might not have the exact area, but you have no-go zones, right? You have those constraints where you're like, this is what I'm willing to work with. This is the kind of budget, if I'm going to get a bond, that I'm able to actually pay, right? Call agents, start house shopping, start talking to people, grow your knowledge. Don't just say, I just want a bond. What are you doing to actually get that bond? Second thing, savings. You are probably one of the kind of people who cannot save, because yes, you put on money away and then you go back into that account and you use that money because, oh, you had an emergency. We probably all have emergencies. So what do you do to counteract that bad financial discipline? You call one of these investment companies and you say, Old Mutual, Allen Gray, Satrix, whatever it may be at that time, please take $250 a month. I'd like to buy your tax-free savings package. Debit my account, $250. The day I get paid is the day you take out that money, right? That is called being disciplined and understanding where you fall short. If you can't save, then get something that forces you to save. A debit order you cannot avoid. When you get paid, that debit order goes off, and that is your savings directly, right? And also, you buy a package that suits your financial capability. You cannot save 1,000 Rand if you only have maybe 200 Rand to save, right? But what you do is you make a debit order and you allow yourself to get a package where you cannot access the money. I have a few of those there. They just debit order it, and some I can see because I have it on my app. Some belong to different investment companies that I can't see. I can just see the debit order, and I love it. I get paid and it goes out of my account. I don't allow myself room to use money that I could have saved. That is how you action things. You call and you say, take that money or else I'm going to use it. Right. Next thing, if you're going to try to do a hair business, I've put a hair business on my list. I don't know what it is that you might like to do. Okay, when you start off and you don't have capital, you need to work with what you have. You always work with what you have. So I'm going to go start this month. I'm going to go buy myself, let's say I only had like at an additional 300 Rand for like miscellaneous spending. I'm going to take that, I'm going to buy the little things like either I'm going to go get myself a block canvas for 200 Rand, or I'm going to go start buying things like dome caps, a needle, thread that I can use to do or make wigs. The next month, I'm going to start buying like 100% human hair, the cheaper one. I'm going to go to Dragon City, all these Chinese stores, buy like the 100% human hair just to practice to make wigs, because you're not necessarily going to use like the expensive hair on your first child. You're starting your business out, right? And you need to understand what else do you need. The following month, you're going to start buying hair dyes, hair treatments, all the other equipment like that you'd need, like a hair dryer, a hair straightener, and you buy them slowly. And it doesn't always have to be things that belong to the higher LSM. It can be basic things that will help build your business. You start off small, and that's how you counteract. If you're going to start a business, you're not going to start off a multi-millionaire business when you know that your budget doesn't allow, but you break the cost over the months, right? And it goes back to the idea of when you have big goals on your wish list, and these are really like financially demanding and it's big things. How do you achieve that? You take those costs and you break them over. You take the financial obligation and you break it over a couple of months, and it allows you to actually be effective. If you need a sewing machine, for example, and it costs 7.5, right? You're not going to have 7,500 in that month. So what do? You go to Game, you go to Macro. I don't know if Macro has a lay-by, but you go to a store, right? A Hi-Fi Corporation. You say, okay, I want a sewing machine for this week business, but it's 7.5. I don't have it. Can I do a lay-by? Lay-by is over 3 months. This month you pay 2.5. Next month you pay another 2.5. The last month you pay 2,000, and there you have it. There is your sewing machine. You've broken the 7.5 in over 3 months. You are not going to die if you just wait 3 months to get certain assets, right? We live in a time where we want instant gratification, and that is the big problem. That's why a lot of people are not achieving anything, because they want it now. If they don't get it now, they feel like they've lost the plot, they've lost the fight, and they're not going to do anything successful with their lives. No, you're not going to die, okay? And 3 months is nothing. Before you know it, it's like 6 months down, we're already in like July, right? So learn to be disciplined. Be financially, discipline yourself financially. If you can't, use things like lay-by terms. call those investment companies to do debit orders. Okay, those are ways of counteracting bad behavior, bad financial behaviors or routines that you've become accustomed with. Also, another thing, I don't ever recommend that people buy things on credit. That is not for me. I do understand in a sense where you need a car and you need a decent car, and obviously you're not going to have 180, 200,000 lying around and you're going to go get yourself a car. But I'm talking about clothing accounts. Why are you buying clothes on account? That just never ever made sense to me, right? Don't ever buy things on account. If you cannot afford it in that month, break it across, and that's how you come up with an effective wish list. An effective wish list doesn't mean it's supposed to have Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci bags, and all the nice expensive designer stuff. A wish list is something that is effective, right? A wish list is what you need immediately. And when I say immediately, things that you might need in 3 months, and your other things on your list might take you 8 to 12 months to get, okay? But it is the discipline in writing these things down and working every month that I did a lay-by in Jan, I finished in March, I moved on to the next couple of goals. And remember, some of these goals work concurrently. You starting a business might entail going into your educational goals where you wanted to go do a short course, like a master course on how to make wigs, right? Some of the things, it's more effective to have things that are connected. You don't necessarily have to have them all connected. Like you needing 5 sneakers this year of branded Nike sneakers might not necessarily be connected to other goals, but it is goals, and you can work on it while you're paying. Let's say you're paying for a sewing machine this month, maybe your sneaker costs 1,500, you've got an Air Force, you can contribute like an additional 500 and stuff. You work over things. Some things you kill literally 3 birds in your consecutive months, and you work and you work and you work on it, right? That is how you successfully create a wish list, something that is realistic to you and your financial capabilities. Do not put things in there that you absolutely cannot afford. And that is how we get into it. And then what happens at the end of the year? So you'll put this away in a safe place, your list, you'll hide it in a cupboard or whatever, where you can go check on it once every 3 months. Open up your list and see, okay, I listed this and this. How far am I with achieving this? And then how far are you? And that's how you end up like remembering, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this. I had stated that I'd like to do this, but I haven't actually done that. And you keep track and you keep track. At the end of the year, you open up your list and you tick off, did I achieve this? Yes, yes, no, no, maybe, no, half. I only achieved half of this. The things you did not achieve will help you understand exactly where are you falling short. Why did you not get a bond? Is it because you cannot afford a bond? You've called the agents, or are you using money for designer things or designer branded clothing and wasting your money? The things that you did not achieve are very important because they allow you to do a self-introspection, to say, okay, I need to stop having maybe bad financial habits, or I put too many things on this list and I became overwhelmed. I could have achieved it, but I just had other things that I need to achieve. Do not overwhelm your list, right? A list of 8 good things for the year is more than good enough. And you do find that as you achieve certain things, you find room and more motivation to achieve even more. So after 3 years, you have 3 different wish lists for those years. What do? You put them together and you track that in this year I was able to do this year I was able to do this, and that is how you effectively track your progress, and you're able to come up with more effective lists for the following year. Like I said, sometimes you just need to get braces, right? That could be on your wish list, and it might not mean it might not mean much to someone else, but it means a lot to you. That's how we've been able to successfully move and make a massive progress in the year, because we have wish lists that we actually action. And the idea of a wish list is not this $1 million list, but it is an immediate list. This is what I need, this is what I would like, and this is how I'm going to go about actually actioning my plan. Like I said, if you want to save, call an investment company. If you can't save, get a debit order, buy savings, have a plan where you are forced to save. There is no way you can get out of it. If you are going to be doing certain things, do a lay-by. Do not open up an account. But I hope this video has been effective in helping you understand how you create your wish list and how you action your wish list and how you stay on track with your wish list. Thank you, and please subscribe, like this video, and join us as we continue with our channel and our videos. I hope you guys will be enjoying what I'll be bringing you soon.